Because where did the flash mobbing idea come from then? What was the genesis of all that? How was that invented?
Well, I invented it. I invented it in 2003, but I didn't. It wasn't called flash mobbing because someone on the other side of the Atlantic had invented flash mobbing as a journalist in New York, and while he was doing random sort of acts, getting people to sort of get together and go into a toy store and go to an enormous dinosaur, 200 people in a toy store going screaming it's dinosaur. I was on the other side of the Atlantic gathering people via email and getting them to send this email out to turn up at the given location at a particular time and start dancing to their personal stereos. And then all of a sudden you've got a mobile club, a silent club. And then that sort of, the awareness of flash mobbing kind of became a bit stronger in 2004, and we built up, by that point we had about, I don't know, let's say 80 people turning up to our events, not just in London but in different parts of the world. And then flash mobbing, it became flash mobbing. It was called, so mobile clubbing was a flash mob. Technically speaking, it's not really a flash mob because it doesn't end in a flash. It doesn't end in 2 minutes and everyone disperses. My ones went on for like 3 hours or something of dancing in Liverpool Street Station or something. Really couldn't be sort of created before the internet. Well, I mean, I was sort of discussing with my friend Emma and what we could sort of do in the public, and then we said, should we just like email a few people and ask them if they want to sort of turn up, and we did, but we met everyone before at 7, and then we just said everyone disperse because we had to explain. We couldn't say this is a flash mob because it hadn't been invented yet. So no one knew what that was. So you just had to explain what the concept was, and it was just a public experiment, really. But then obviously this was pre-social networking. Facebook came out in 2003 and was just wasn't actually generally used. So there was no social networking at that point.
But you think the internet's got a bit stuck now?
It's a bit more diluted. I think that's the more sort of accurate term, really. Just because I don't know, flash mobs are happening, but they're very. I mean, you don't see any of them. I've never seen a flash mob like wow, there's a flash mob.
But so flash mobs have become diluted, but you think that the internet as a tool, it's got a bit stuck. I mean, is that what?
Yeah, well, I think it should. Yeah, I think.
Or try and do something about.
Yeah, I think it should advance. Well, I think what's happening is the internet's going more into the internet, more socialising within online, becoming more dependent on that. Whereas we should be utilising the internet to see what we can do offline, and I think that's not really happening as much. It happens in the sex industry. People obviously meet up because it's sort of, that industry sort of demands physicality, sometimes tangibility.
There's a whole dating industry as well around online dating.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, there's sex and dating, and I'm one-track mind.
It is all very one-on-one, I suppose. It's quite.
Yeah, and it's.
I am looking for this thing.
Yeah.
You're going to provide is fairly consumerist.
It doesn't have much of a life either. It's kind of you meet and then that's sort of, it's done really. Nothing kind of grows more beyond. Well, I mean, obviously people can hook up, but it's not. It's obviously it's just one interest, which is obviously very popular. But Amir, look at this. You've been playing with Papa's bike, haven't you? Look at that.
See your hands?
Look at, you can show your hands to the camera. It's a shame I can't give you Marmite on toast, buddy. This is how I chop garlic, which, you know, lots of people are almost offended by. But I just literally just cut it. Just cut it up, and the skin just pops off. Just comes away. Do you want to do some? Do you want to help me?
No. Order.
You won't learn if you don't help. You got to learn.
No. I don't want to learn.
Oh right. I think I'm a bit like my granddad. I mean, my granddad was a bit. My granddad liked people. You know, it's just like people. It was based very social sort of projects. Like he would have these Hawaiian parties, and he would literally like, you know. My mum spent most of her childhood going through care, and in and out of care, because my granddad would like buy like, or I don't know how he managed to get it, but like get like this mansion where they would only be living in like the kitchens. The place was so big because they couldn't house it. They didn't have any furniture to house it. And he'd throw these massive parties, like a Hawaiian party, and get some loan out from someone, and have enormous, and like literally just get lorry loads of sand to just be dropped off out where this log cabin was, and have these Hawaiian parties, and actually get this Hawaiian band to come, and then the next thing you know,
with no money.
No, I mean he would start up a business or something, and then that would fall, and it was constant like that. And he held parties that, you know, there's still old folk are still talking about today. I mean, my granddad died probably about 25 years ago. I've got memories as a kid of being taken, like driving around in the back of my granddad's car while he's sort of saying, oh, you know, the show, you know, some kind of like, what's it called, the Charleston show or something is in town, and he's got a tannoy and he's sort of declaring it, and you know, like as if the circus has come, and that's a good way of communication. I like that. I like just going around in a car with a tannoy, just saying what's going on. I like that instead of using Facebook. Also, I've come from rave days. I may have been a bit young. I was 16. You know, I was in the back of people's cars, you know, as passenger, while you know, you were listening to a pirate radio station that was giving out clues to where you were meant to meet up for the rave. But then you would meet up and you would drive in your car, and then there would be someone there, or you'd tune into another radio station to actually find the location. And this was really adventurous stuff, you know, and then while you're trying to divert the police, you know, because there's these illegal raves in like a barn or something in Kent, or just off the M25, or you know, and that we're not even doing adventurous stuff like that now with the use of the internet. I think that's
what's happened to rave culture.
Well, the criminal justice bill just sort of put an end to it, really. And that's the thing, though, the event organisers, these are, you know, you've got some event organisers that are doing this stuff, good for them, but, you know, they're really cashing in on it. You're spending, you know, everyone's spending like 15 quid for a ticket or something, you know, the illegal rave, and yeah, someone's cashing in on it, which is, I don't know, it's an adventurous idea, so sort of well done and stuff, but at the same time, what it did cancel out is that big shout going out to Chalky White, keep it locked. I'll see you down at Mount Pleasant. You know, like, you know, and all of a sudden it's like, oh right, yeah, Chalky White's down at Mount Pleasant. So, you know, it wasn't just fueling these illegal raves, it was actually fueling social gatherings of car culture, and you know, they were all going to meet up a certain sort of viewpoint. sort of meeting up with their cars, listening to rave music, having a spliff. And it's just really good, inventive socialising in new ways, and it cut out the not-for-profit stuff, just the social. I think that's sort of a shame. I'm sure maybe it still goes on. Let's go on somewhere. I don't normally put everything on in one thing. I don't normally do this. It's just more efficient with time and distraction. Guerrilla gardening. I think guerrilla gardening is good. I like when you go into a sort of warehouse and you go in there and you see a whole world that someone's sort of set up, and there's entertainments, and you feel like you're really going into a sort of culturally enriched sort of space. That's always inspiring, I think, when people set up their own art spaces. And you are getting these urban fates popping up. There's Madcap organisation in Deptford that's doing a real great thing for the estates on Deptford and bringing people together. We could be doing collective hero ventures, taking food to various places, just purely because it's not one person that's taking the food, it's literally just a baton passing of different vehicles moving from one place to the next. I'm disappointed with my food, I have to say.
Oh, what's happened?
Well, it's just that. I mean, it's fine, but I haven't. The sort of mushrooms are sort of sweated with this. It's all right. I'm gonna put some sauce in it, but it's not. You've got. You should separate the.
Don't go away.
I haven't got any salt.
Oh right.
Yeah. But I've got soy sauce, which can be my sort of stock, I suppose, but it's not. It will be nice still, and there's garlic. I actually do think I'm a good cook, so I haven't done anything that's good, so that's not.
That's a shame.